What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com machine militia. Guys, this amino spiking thing, I personally didn't expect it to be this drastic. I expected maybe 1, 2, 3 grams of protein max per offender, so to speak. It's uglier than I thought. In fact, it's so unfair to brands like Optimum, Dymatize, myself, who actually meet label claim and do not amino spike to compete against these guys. It's absolutely insane. And just to let you know who's been served up to this point, obviously you have Giant Sports was served. Again, this is all alleged. It has not been proven in the court of law, and this is all based on public court documents. However, here's what we have going on now. Giant Sports allegedly was putting only 12 grams of actual protein in their product, 12 grams of protein, claiming 27 grams of protein. The rest of which was free-form amino acids, which is listed in the filed documents, okay? Next up is CVS. You know, the pharmacy, they have their house brand. They also got served. And there's a whole bunch of people getting served left and right on left. It's just getting really ugly. And of course, Body Fortress, who has actually changed their label to show only 20 grams of protein per container. Admitting guilt, whether they settled, I don't know, whatever happened. But things are changing. And here's the thing, it's not only more fair for you to know what you're getting in your product, but imagine if you're me and trying to compete on the market. It's unfair trade practices because they're labeling amino acids a protein and they're not a fucking protein. Now, this one might disturb you. This one, literally, I fell down and I sent it to my man, Sean, my man, Chad. I'm like, I cannot believe I have 3 kids. Imagine looking at your kids in the eye and saying, I lied to my consumers to sell product and to pay the bills. I'd rather work a job. I'd rather do anything, bouncing whatever it took, manual labor, than do what this company allegedly did. This is just lying on the label. They know they're lying. The offender is Inner Armour, allegedly know they're lying. I do not know if this is true. I will say that the lab test was done by a reputable lab who tests my stuff. And it's a lab that you don't question the results. It's a lab that you know it's real. Here's the deal, it's Inner Armour. And I'm gonna give you the numbers that they claimed on 2 of their products. I'm also gonna give you another thing they did on the label, which allegedly is bad. Mass Peak by Inner Armour, label claim is 50 grams of protein per serving. The actual protein found in the test listed on the court documents, 18.986 grams per serving. Only 18 out of 50 grams, 18 out of 50 are allegedly in the protein. On their Nitro Peak, their protein, at least they're close to 50%. They claim 24 grams of protein per serving. Their actual protein is 12.761 grams per serving. That's half of what it says you're getting based on this whole amino spiking loophole. Now, on top of that, they claim 66 grams of protein on the front of the label for Mass Peak. That's what they claim. The extra 16 grams of protein is if you use whole milk. So not only are they allegedly amino spiking, they're also counting the protein from the liquid you add to the protein as protein. I don't even know where to go now. There's a lot of other brands being listed. I have the list of them here. A lot of brands are getting sued starting tomorrow. A lot of brands. It's just profound. It's absolutely profound what's going on. I mean, I'm looking at this list right here. They're brands you probably trust. Brands you probably, I mean, I'm beside myself. Now, that's the update. The worst amino spiking, alleged amino spiking I've ever seen, period. Allegedly by Inner Armour. Now, I'm just disseminating public information. You can look this up online. That's fine. I'm not saying they did it. I'm saying it's alleged and it's in court documents. And the lab that tested it, I would trust their results. Now, another controversy is, Marc says I was the first one to get amino spiking heard. It's been talked about for years. We all knew it was fucking going on. We all talked about it in the back room. No one said anything. Okay, there's also controversy who brought it to my attention. I did have a conversation with Dave Rosland, who lives down the road from me in St. Charles. I did have a conversation with him about it. I did not act on anything till Dymatize asked me to. Nothing was said about me acting on it. So I want to, for the record, say that yes, I did discuss it with Dave Roslin, who owns Extreme Formulations, who lists out the aminos on his label and does not count them towards protein. Extreme Formulations is a good company. I heard he was upset at this, and I'm sorry. I can't get everything right, okay? Dymatize is the one who brought it to my attention, who I immediately acted on, and they asked me to do the videos because I'm the only one with a loud enough mouth and a big enough following for people actually hear. Now, as far as other people saying it publicly, I never heard it. Probably because their following wasn't nearly as large as mine. I was able to get this out there to tens and tens and tens of thousands of people, to the point where the president of Europa Sports was getting calls. I was getting phone calls. The owner of Tiger Fitness was getting phone calls. We made a fucking difference, whether I was the first one to do it or whatever. Branch chains. I wasn't the first one to put branch chains into drinkable form. I was the first one to popularize them, okay? I never said I invented branch chains. I popularized the use of intra-workout branch chains to drink by getting my Toyota Corolla and driving around. I had a great team behind me, including Derek Charleboy and others. But to say for one split second that I wasn't instrumental in getting this amino spiking thing on the map, Jim Stepani, who's a great friend of mine, says that he talked about it first. I have talked about it with him as well. Again, I did not see him go out, put his ass on the line, and have lawyers from companies call him because of what he said. I handled a lot of lawyer calls that week. Okay, so the bottom line is, I don't give a fuck who brought it. Okay, I'll say it for the record. I didn't do it. Jim Stepani did it. Dave did it. Everybody did it. Who gives a fuck? The bottom line is we're cleaning up the industry. We're making a difference. And we're making it so when you buy protein, yeah, it's going to cost more, but you get what you fucking pay for. You're going to see mighty quick that all those brands that you were complaining cost too much, they're actually very fairly priced for what you're getting, because the douchebags are getting kicked down. And I'd like to give a big shout out to my man, Nick, the lawyer. I'd like to give a shout out to him I hate class action suits. I hate lawyers. I hate lawsuits in general. But I'd like to give a shout out to Nick for doing this, because he lifts. I've met Nick in person. You would never guess he's an attorney. Just like my man, Matt Liller. They're buff. They're swole. Like Rick Collins, man. They lift. But, you know, the bottom line is that he's going out there and he actually has a personal vendetta against these companies for ripping people off. And will he make money at it? I hope to God he does, because he's doing something that need to be done in this industry. Is he suing for frivolous bullshit like bullshit patents or anything like that? No. He's suing for something that's ripping people off. And to that I say, Nick, I tip my hat to you. I got to get a haircut today. Guys, thank you so much for watching. These brands under questions are allegedly under question until this case is settled and until it's proven in the court of law. As a disclaimer, I do not state for a fact that any of these under tested, but I will state for a fact that if they did what they're allegedly doing, they're fucking scumbags for ripping off consumers. Knowingly ripping off consumers. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com! And again, go with brands you trust, okay? For sake of having to say my closer twice, go with brands you trust. Go with your MTS. Of course I'm going to say that. It's mine. I know what's in it. I've seen it mixed. You've seen it mixed on this channel. Go with Dymatize. Go with Optimum. Go with brands you trust. Because cleaning up the industry, one amino spiker at a time, that's not a game.